Where are we live? I feel we are. Are we live? Yes! Hello, viewer. Today it is Wednesday, December the 20th, 2023. Guess what? Soon be Christmas. I am Mr. Broon, and I trust you are all doing very well today. It says here, on this evening's live stream, we are discussing the goings on this week in the entertainment and the social media. But, well, we're not. It was a week where some things happened in Hollywood. Well, it did. And even less. I feel there's even less bad stuff happening in real life as we approach Christmas. So, if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, lots to get through, and there is. Shall we get them guests out? You know it. Let's do it. Here we go. First, from a VPN far, far away, it's the golden reach around droid of choice. It is Zee-ThreePIO.
Good evening.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Shall we do some ASMR for the peeps?
Oh, yes, let's.
I'm British, and British people do the best ASMR voices.
And I don't come with batteries or lube.
Are you well, my friend?
I am.
It's great to have you on. Oh,
Isn't it?
Oh, oh.
I'm not eating.
No, I've been burgled, which, as we know, is never nice. Oh, oh. Great to have you on, my friend. Should we get the next peep out?
Do it.
Okay. Next, wingman of the channel, all the way from New York, New York. It's PCat. PCat. Did you see what I did there?
Hello, hello. How are you, man and goldenrod?
Man and droid.
Man and his rod.
40 years, man and droid. Hello, PCat. How are you?
Good, good. How is everybody tonight?
Not bad, not bad.
My
Rennie's
golden
coming in here.
balls are polished and very festive.
Oh my god, PCat. Oh my god. Oh my
Holla,
god.
holla, holla, Reniel.
Somehow, PCat returned.
With a vengeance.
Yes.
Love
You're doing
the
well,
hat.
my friend. I'm talking over you, Z. Sorry.
Yeah, no, good. Everything is good for the moment.
Great to have you on. Shall we get the next peep out?
Do it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it says here, and last but I can't speak. And last but by no means least, well, it isn't. He is the wise elder of the channel. He's a fully paid up member of the Selfridges Appreciation Society. He is the great mega geek himself, old Pac-Man, Ian David Diaz.
Hello. Hello, everybody. How are we
See, they're coming in hot, mate. Look.
today?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same people.
Shit. Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm all right. How's everybody? Okay.
Not bad.
Doing well.
That's good.
Sword in the storm. I heard it. Shit. See, they're coming. How are you doing, Ian?
I'm all right. I'm doing all right. I'm a bit tired, though, but I'm doing all right.
Working.
Yeah, working my arse off today.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
Together with Dolly Parton, yeah.
She's got knockers, she has, but I find her, she's okay.
She still looks good today, though, even though she's
Oh,
woman
yes,
of
she
age.
does.
Yeah, she looks great. Yeah.
Must be, what, in her 70s?
Yeah, she still looks good, man. She's plastic surgery and all that. Yeah.
I was watching a 1970s retrospective on supermarkets, and they had Rusty Lee on it, and
Oh
she's
God!
74 years old,
Wow.
Get the fuck
and
out
she
of here.
looks exactly the same as she did when we were
Like-
kids.
Black don't crack, mate. Black don't crack.
It was amazing. She looked
Yeah.
fantastic, and Floella Benjamin as well.
Yeah, she still looks good as
She
well. Flora.
looks astonishing.
Yeah.
Here you go. Sword in the Storm. She's more plastic than flesh.
Yeah, she still look good.
Very
for her
good.
age.
Very
Yeah.
good.
She's all right. She's a sweet woman as well, Dolly Parton, isn't she? She's very sweet.
Sweet.
Yep.
She is. There you go. Great person, Dolly. Yes.
Yeah, she is. I agree.
77. 77.
Good old Dolly.
Great to have you on, my friend. Shall we get the last person out?
Let's get him out, shall we?
Okay. Last guest, everybody. Look who it is.
Hello, man boobies. How are we doing? I got dressed up especially for this. I've got my dollies on show. Yes, I've had a bit of surgery there on the cheekbones and made the head even more perfectly round. There we go. Hope you appreciate that one. Could be a challenging wank for you, that Z, but I'm sure you'll give it a go, won't you?
I've already come.
Good to be back, folks. Good to see you all. Good to see you chat.
You've look, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Sword in the Storm. Somehow ruin returned.
Like a bad fart.
Fart.
Ruin.
Like a bad fart.
My
Ruin.
eyes. Welcome back, Ruin.
Yeah,
Holy
welcome
shit,
back, Ruin.
Ruin. And R2's just shot his lubricant
well,
everywhere.
thank you,
that's just not
R2.
good.
The effect I have. Thank you.
How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I've been out the loop for so long. God, it's been when was it? When Ahsoka wrapped up, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
And,
that was about what, 2 years ago, was it?
I know, yeah, it feels like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But I said I'd come back for Christmas, and I made it by 5 days. So, yeah, sorry for the sabbatical, but obviously you've got a damn trilogy to write, so
Yeah,
to write
genuinely,
themselves.
everybody's been missing you.
I know. It's
I see. Zach tried to beat you to the punch, didn't he? On writing a Star Wars thing.
oh, he's basically done a Star Wars film on his own, hasn't he? It's,
Yes.
That's even worse than The Last Jedi. How would have thought?
He's done it.
Would
well,
have thought.
yeah. Well, I was there to advise him, give him some ideas. I'm glad he listened.
Yeah, right.
Here you go, Jig. I can't speak. I'm just so excited.
It doesn't bode well, does it?
I'm just so excited you're back.
You just can't hide it.
Yeah. Jay Goodwin, truly, it is not Christmas unless it's properly ruined.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Ruin at last.
What
So
was the
ruin.
07 bit?
Yeah, what is that? What does that actually mean? That 07?
It's our secret code. We have a thing going on. Me and
Okay. So, should we just leave it there? That was just a very, very
great
delightful
show.
moment.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you and good night.
Merry Christmas, man, babies.
We'll see you next time, everybody. That was such a wholesome, delightful moment. I don't think we could top that, can we? So should we just leave? Anyway, okay. Ruin, how do you want to play this? Shall I take the back seat and you go into full-on presenter mode?
Well, it's entirely up to you, Brad. I feel like I'd be gate crashing your party and barnstorming the
No, not
kitchen
really.
and pouring the drinks and shitting in the soup and
Yeah, you're an entertainer.
Well, if you want me to step up as Kathy asked me to, I can
yes.
pull it off, Brown. So, well, no,
Okay.
we did a little bit of prep for this, didn't we, Brown? We should come clean with the guests and the chats. And our thoughts for this show to round as we approach. Well, yes, blame it on me if you want. As we approach the end of another fabulous year in Disney Star Wars, we thought, what a perfect time to reflect back on all the fantastic Star Wars content. So I hope you're all good for the next 10 hours or so.
But first,
Buck first.
Well, I know I've missed my intro song. Maybe I could do the outro song, Brown. I could do
yes.
Fairy Tale of Rue and Johnson to take us out. What do you think?
Oh, yes. That was very good.
Okay, I'll pull that one out
Okay.
of the bag.
So I'll just do the guffings, as it were. Okay. TBA number 21. And I do like this. Season's greetings, everybody.
From the Thorns.
I love that. Everybody should check out The Omen. It's great.
No,
folks.
Daddy, no.
What would you give her, Brown?
Well, Lee Remick's not with us anymore, is she?
That's never stopped you before, has it?
Massive star in the 70s. Yeah, back in the 70s. Definitely give her one.
What would you give a rotting corpse as it lays underground, Brown?
No, Daddy, no.
Well, you're the expert on rotten corpses of a franchise. Moving on. Okay, so season's greetings, everybody from the Thorns. Check out The Omen. It's a great movie.
Damien, put the dog down.
Yes, Father.
Rune, we've updated the graphics.
I know. I can
Hey, you
I can
can
almost
read them.
read this one. It's unbelievable. I love the way you've got it in Last Jedi Red as well. I do appreciate that, Brown.
Oh, yes. Crimson.
No, Daddy, no.
Come on. It's Christmas, everybody.
What?
Please donate to the channel if you're feeling generous, of course. Okay.
He
So,
wants a
Rune.
Christmas tip. Ooh.
Yes. Christmas tip. So, Rune, what are we doing then? Are we
Okay.
Your
we go.
call. Where do you want to start? Your call. It's totally up to you, my friend.
Well, I think the order you when you flashed briefly before the stream, and no,
What?
not in that sense. You didn't get the old Todger out, but yes, we'll do it chronological as you've arranged it. But
Yeah.
yes, just to bring some sanity to the proceeding. So we're basically going to go back right to the start of Star Wars chronologically, not in release order, and we are going to have a bit of a chat around each one. And what we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought, our experience of watching it. And then, as we always do, we'll give it a score out of 10. And then Brown, because he's so good with numbers,
Oh, no.
he's going to aggregate our scores. And we are going to give you, man babies in the chat,
fact-
the definitive ranking of all Star Wars.
Ranking or wanking?
Definitive wanking of all Star Wars. Disney and Lucas. There we go.
Z, could you possibly do the marks as well? As a
No, he's
backup
already
to my...
outsourced the marking. Damn it.
Because I'm useless.
Yes.
Ruin, shall we do a super chat before we proceed?
Oh, of course.
Care to read it?
Yes, this is from the man with the icing on his cakes, RRTNZ for 5 not real English pounds, but still we'll take it anyway. It probably works out about 50p after the conversion rate. Hail Brown, panel and chat. Great Ruin is back. As Rose said, that's how you'll win. Not destroying what we hate, but ruining what people love. And in honor of our old friend Swappers.
So there's a true fan there. He gets it.
Brilliant. Well done.
Okay, so over to you then, my friend.
Okay. We should just, I know it's not a movie stream, but we should still establish some drinking rules because I've got a feeling some of the old catchphrases might come out. So I will just submit Mega Geeks, it's shit. We're going to hear that a few times. So take a drink if you hear an it's shit from Mega Geek. Z, what would you like to submit? Any phrases that might pop up?
Is he there?
General Kenobi.
That's not a bad one. PCat, what have you got for us? What would you like to use to trigger a drink?
The greatness just the greatness of the Phantom Menace. That'll make people drink.
Greatness.
Yeah.
Anything positive about the fabulous Lucasfilm?
He's nervous. PCat's
the-
nervous because he's
the-
with greatness.
That's true. There's only people like to meet their heroes, or say great directors. You can say Coppola. You can say Scorsese,
Keep
Clint
going.
Eastwood.
Yes.
Nah, there's only one.
Diaz,
and
Ian David Diaz.
that'll be.
You could say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you could say that, but I don't think I will.
But we won't.
Just kidding.
Exactly.
Because
Don't blame me.
if Ruin directed Rebecca Gold, it'd be Rebecca Platinum.
It probably would.
Oh, there we go. The things I'd do to Rebecca Gold, Mega Geek, but we definitely won't get into that.
We won't get into that, no.
No, I won't get my grubby little hands on it. Well, thank you, PCat. So good. It's good to have some support. I'm always on my goddamn own on these streams, but
Yeah, I got to support the win and created the only
yes.
true Star Wars movie.
Excellent. Mega, what have you got? I've stolen your catchphrase for the drinking game. You got anything else you want to submit?
It's shit. That's what that would be that, won't it?
Any S word will do.
Yeah,
Brownie,
exactly.
anything from you, sir?
Liam Neeson's
Dong.
His dong.
Giant dong. Okay. Excellent. Well, here we go. We start not when it all started in a release sense, but at the start of the Star Wars chronology. We're just talking live action here, folks. We're not getting into the fucking cartoons or any of that shit. Yeah, so episode 1, Phantom Menace. I recall this one coming out. I was at uni and I couldn't wait for it because it'd been so long since we had any Star Wars. And I have to say, I was slightly underwhelmed at the time. I didn't really enjoy the amount of CGI, and yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the pod race. I know some of you guys like it. I didn't. But all the same, I think it's over time I've grown to love Phantom Menace. So why don't we get straight into it then? Z, give me your memories of Phantom Menace, your thoughts, what you liked, what you didn't like.
I went to go and see this on release at our local flea pit. The trailer actually had me very pumped. I was quite looking forward to it. It looked quite action-packed. But I came out of it, and I was a very different person, a very disappointed person. This is what happens when there's nobody about to tell George Lucas no. And everybody just nods and goes, yes, George, that's a really good idea, George. That's fantastic. Great, George. I mean, we did this in depth. And by God, it was painful to watch it and go through it again.
Was there any one thing in particular, Z, which was particularly painful? Or was there some of the parts? Or?
Just the acting, really. I mean, Mannequin Skywalker there has got the presence of a plank of wood. And I have no idea why Princess Amidala had to go through so many costume changes. You know, there's about 50 different action figures of her. Fuck you, Amidala. No, I'm joking.
They're all full size with multiple holes in them, apparently, as well.
And I didn't like Jar Jar. He was a buffoon. And right the way through the movie, he fails upwards.
Hello to Kathy while we're mentioning that.
You should be ashamed of this, Lucas. You could have done better.
You should have put a chick in it, make it lame.
So not a fan then, Z. You went in full of hope and left.
But on a positive note, I mean, the graphics were groundbreaking at the time, although some of them were a little bit obvious. The choreography on the fight with Darth Maul, absolutely spot on. I really did like that. Wasn't a fan of Gungans in general. I'm starting to think I'm a racist.
Oh.
I didn't like Boss Nass. I didn't understand a bloody word he was saying.
Yeah, it had the whole people thought it was slightly, I don't know if racist is the word, but derivative maybe. I don't know. It was, he seemed to shoot rather loose and easy with the racial stereotyping, didn't he? Let's say.
I mean, there's a lot of things in this as well that don't make sense, like Darth Maul just attempting to run over Anakin for no reason at all. What an evil bastard. That never made sense to me. And the Gungans, this is why I'm suspicious of them, right? They're a water-based race, yet they've got a massive land army. Don't tell me that they weren't going to try and take that planet over. That doesn't wash with me at all. They were just waiting. They're evil.
The real bad guys.
I feel the same way about Jawas.
Well, Z, thanks for kicking us off on that one. PCat, I know it's no Last Jedi, is it, Phantom Menace? But then again, what is? But what did you make of Phantom Menace?
My first reaction was I redubbed it the Phantom shit because it was just terrible. I was psyched to see it. Loved the trailer. The only thing that I enjoyed about this movie was the lightsaber duel towards the end of the movie. The pod race, I don't know what was worse, the pod race itself or the two annoying moron, the double-headed announcers. That was I couldn't take it. And then you add the fact that it took what, about 6-7 minutes, 8 minutes. That felt like an hour and a half for that pod race. Then you get bogged down in the political aspect of what, of the universe, Trade Federation, and just give me something simple like the original Star Wars. It was right to the point. It was fun. You didn't get bogged down in behind the scenes politics within the universe itself. You didn't need to. You just knew there was an empire. They were ruling the galaxy, and there was a rebel alliance trying to stop them.
I love the way you slipped a couple of bog downs in the PCats. See, we're still getting the catchphrases out. Well done.
Yes.
Yes, the pod race did feel like it took a fucking lifetime, didn't it? And probably could have done with a little bit of editing. Okay, not very positive so far on our opening gambits, but when you need some positivity, this is the man you go to. Mega Geek, what did you make of
Here we go, folks.
Phantom Menace? Get the drink.
Well, it was shit.
Drink over.
Hey, say the line, Mega Geek.
No, but I don't say it to say the line. It was really, really rubbish, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah.
The only good thing about it was the fight with Darth Maul. The pod race didn't make any sense to me, as if a parent would let a 8-year-old kid go in a race like that. It's dangerous to, it really is freaking dangerous. Why would you let that? But then again, we are judging Earthlings to wherever they are, because they obviously this is set before a galaxy far, far, far away, isn't it? So they're not humans, are they? So it's different laws, I guess, or different ways of seeing life. But it was Jar Jar Binks was definitely the worst. I didn't understand why there was so much politics in it, because Star Wars was never about politics. What's his name's accent was absolutely awful. Ewan McGregor's one, it was just absolutely terrible. Special effects were good though. It's groundbreaking for its time. And that's about it, really. I didn't think much of it, to tell you the truth. But there you go. I was very excited though when I heard it was coming out. Saw the poster and I thought, I've got to see this film. It looks great. And then I was disappointed when I came out to cinema. There you go.
Aww.
Very disappointed.
Oh, not well. Maybe Brownie can maybe drag us from the hellhole we're in with this. I mean, a lot of the good points have been mentioned. One other I will just try and give a nod to Lucas on the casting. I thought the casting, maybe Jake Lloyd aside, not his fault, young kid, but Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, I thought it was a great bit of casting.
Massive cock, apparently.
Let's get that one in. Why don't we? Yes. And Padme, of course, and also we should say Darth Maul was an absolutely fantastic character. But Brownie, can you? I'm trying to garner some positivity. Is there anything you can bring to the table?
I can't.
No?
I can't. I can't.
What about,
I was living in Leeds.
What's her name was in it, wasn't she?
Thingamajig.
Lizzo.
No, it was her first movie. She was 13. The little girl
Natalie
that was in
Portman.
Portman.
no, Natalie Portman, not Natalie Portman,
Yeah.
the other one, Keira Knightley.
Oh, Keira
was in it.
Knightley.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in it. Yeah.
Was it this one or was it the Attack
No,
of the
it
Clones?
was this one. It was this one.
Oh, this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. She was in the
She was
background.
one of the stand-ins, right?
Yeah, she's one of the stand-ins. Yeah. She was 13 at the time. So there you go.
Oh.
Top
There
trivia.
There you go.
Okay.
No one's touching that one with a gag, are
No,
we?
no.
Let's just move straight on with
that. No. Okay, so something positive.
Well, you don't have to be.
I was living in Leeds at the time.
Oh, that's
and
incredibly negative.
No, Headingley, horrendous. And it was a trip down to the local View, which wasn't too, Warner Village back then. Wasn't too far away. Big queue for the showing. Went in the theatre. Lots of people in costumes with lightsabers and stuff like that. Really, really fun atmosphere. Then the film started, and that soon disappeared.
Oh,
just
dear.
Politics. I'm thinking, what am I watching?
Was it the movie though, Brown, or was it the fact that you weren't being touched up by your tutor at this particular movie?
No, it was a girlfriend at the time. Who I was
there you
with.
go. You needed your tutor there with his arm around you.
She was a massive. We were all massive Star Wars fans, but I just don't understand the logic. Why didn't he just do
Star Wars?
Star Wars,
Right.
Following Return of the Jedi. Shit.
I'm still living with the shame that I was built by Darth Vader.
I will say the original.
Naked.
Yeah, the original Star Wars films. I've seen them many, many, many times. I've probably only watched Episode 1 3 times, or once was for when we did the slides. It's just not Star Wars.
Ooh.
Doesn't feel like it. Going back to what Z said, and we said on the streams, George needed Gary Kurtz to say, "Knock it on the head, son."
I'm laughing because people have obviously entered the stream a little late, and they think we're still talking about the Phantom Menace from
feels like
9 months ago. No, don't worry, it's a different show, but this is just part of it. Keep your wig on. Okay, well this isn't boding very well for Phantom Menace, but so
too long as well.
Yeah. For me, it didn't grab you from the opening, like Star Wars did, the original A New Hope. It had that incredible opening scene, which just pulled you in. Instead, it was basically Obi-Wan in a conference room, wasn't it? I can't even remember. But they tried to build a bit of action in, but it just all felt a bit flat. I don't know. RRTNZ does mention Duel of the Fates. We should give.
Are you able to? Are you logged in?
No, I can't. I can't control. I'm all over the shop.
You must have logged out at some point.
I know.
Duel of the Fates is really good.
Yeah, so that's a fair shout. That is a fantastic. Fantastic track. Okay, well, look, we won't dwell on it because we've got lots to get through, as Brown likes to say. So why don't we just give our marks out of 10? Z, get your calculator at the ready. And chat, do please play along. We like to see how in sync we are with our chat. So, Z, why don't you start us off? What would be your marks out of 10 for Phantom Menace?
My marks out of 10 for Phantom Menace, and this may have changed from the last stream, is 5.
Okay. Are you just keeping it easy numbers for you to add up?
I'll flick the scores from the peeps up as well.
Okay. Good work, Brown. PCat, any advance on 5?
Definitely going backward on that one. 2.5 to 3.
Oh,
It's a bad movie.
jeez, that is
Wow.
savage.
I wasn't
It's bad.
expecting that. Okay.
The best part of the movie experience for me was these two goofballs that were having a lightsaber fight in front of the movie screen before the movie started. That was the best best part of the whole experience.
We're getting a bit of a variety of scores, ranging anything from as low as 2 through to 6, I think, in the chat. Mega, what have you got for this then? What are you going to land on?
2.
A 2 as well. Oh, wow.
It
Okay.
isn't a very good movie. There's only bits in it that was really good. As again, John Williams' score, the fight between the three of them at the ending, which was really good. I love the idea that they had to stop because of those big things. What was it, like force fields?
Yeah.
And that's, I like the idea that Qui-Gon was meditating, and Darth Maul was walking around like an animal, that wanted its prey. So all that stuff was really good. It's a shame it came at the end, and it's a shame it's the only good thing in the movie. So there you go.
Rhino the hamster makes a really good point, Brown. I know you're trying to do all the scores there, but he says if this one gets a 2 or 3, do the modern ones get a 0? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to go through them all.
This one.
Yeah, that's the one. Interesting to see where this stacks up when we do go through the rest of them. But okay, another low score from Mega and Brown. What do you think?
Definitely low score. I forgot to mention Darth Maul. Totally wasted.
You thought he was wasted? What, wasted as in just because he was killed off, or you just didn't think he got a lot of screen time? Or?
Well, probably best thing about the film, and he was gone before we even realised he was there. Just piss poor.
Oh, piss
poor. Was it Jake Lloyd? Is it?
That's the one.
Couldn't act
at
all.
Yeah,
just horrendous. Yeah. Just moments of him looking at the George, going, "Am I doing it right?" And you can tell it's just horrendous.
It wasn't the actor's fault, though. It was George Lucas.
Well, no, because he can't act, so he wasn't.
Yeah,
an actor.
Well, George Lucas was supposed to basically, put direct the actors and put them,
and he can't direct either.
And he can't direct, yeah. So
it's all
right.
Right. Yeah.
Are you an angel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it.
The best one is yippee. That one. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that?
Too much coincidence as well. At the end.
What about the midichlorians? You like a bit of midichlorians?
God, no.
What, inside me?
It was tutor now again, aren't we? Go on, Brandy. What are you going to give it?
Generous 3.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll finish this off. I'm a little bit more with Z and maybe some of the chat there. I'm slightly more positive. I've got to give myself wiggle room for some of the other shite that's coming up. But I will match Z. I will give it a 5 as well. So I don't know how quick you are with the Matt Z. What does the magical number for Phantom Menace come in at?
Overall, 3.5.
Oh, you're doing an average. Oh, brilliant. See, it's fabulous. I thought you just going to top them up.
3.5 for
3.5 for Phantom Menace. So, what a start. And that's a Lucas.
You available for Super Chat, mate? I know you can't see. I thought you would have been logged in, sorry, mate.
Oh, here we go. It's my old mate, Girth Knight, for $4.99. Hello, Girth. And he says, having Ruin back on the stream brings warm feelings to my heart. Ruin, how is your trilogy progressing? And is there a role for Brownie's tutor? Well, funny you should say that, because I need a giant lightsaber, giant schlong of a lightsaber, and Liam Neeson's dong's not available. So Brownie says his old tutor had a bit of a big todger, so we're going to use him for the giant lightsaber.
Oh,
there we go.
And Z, are you available, my friend?
I am. Larry for $20 said, "Who made you look?"
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Sorry. Oh,
I made you look again.
Oh, no.
Oh, Larry.
Now.
60. Oh, Larry. 80.
Damn.
And there's
Damn
interest.
you, repeat. Damn you, button. One.
It
Cheers,
puts
Larry.
interest on it while you don't pay us as well.
Okay.
Well, let's move it on then, Brown.
Okay.
And next in the chronological order.
I wish you'd have said you weren't logged in, but for next time.
Oh, I didn't know. Couldn't remember. It's Attack of the Clones. Sometimes the most maligned of the prequels. I have to say, I'm a bit like Brown. I don't tend to rewatch the prequels as much as the originals, but when I did rewatch the Attack of the Clones, it wasn't as bad as I remember. You kind of think back, you remember the kind of romantic stuff, but I think my view, he should have started with Hayden Christensen. He shouldn't have started with the young Anakin. It should have been this age Anakin. And I did kind of like the Colosseum battle. Again, I know it was a bit CGI-tastic, but you had Natalie Portman in the little crop top there and chained up. Oh, fabulous. So there are things to like about Attack of the Clones. It's a middle movie. It's never going to be an empire. But yeah, and I do like a Mandalorian, and we had a fabulous Mandalorian in Jango Fett, and the scene on what's the water planet? Someone help me out. What's it called? Kamino, yes. The battle with Obi-Wan and Kamino was, I thought, particularly good. So things I liked about Attack of the Clones, trying to be positive here, because I know you're all going to get stuck into it. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go with Mega Geek first. Crying them up. Here he goes.
This one, is better than the episode 1. It was better. It had it had a bit of action in it. Well, had a lot of action in it, to tell you the truth. And I had just hated the clunky romance in there. It just didn't work at all. None of it worked. It just goes to show how bad a director George Lucas really is.
And writing.
Sorry?
Writing as well.
Yeah, and the writing is really terrible as well. But they had some nice moments in there. The battles. I like when Obi-Wan met his friend in that bar place. I thought that was quite nice. The big creature thing he met. And he was trying to find out, was it like a dart or something? Or was it this one? I can't remember. Was it this one? I just can't remember that. It was this one, wasn't it? When he went to visit his friend.
Yeah, he was wearing that T-shirt.
Yeah. So I liked that bit. I thought that was quite nice the way they did that. But again, it's another disappointing movie, and it just you didn't feel for anyone. You didn't care about anyone. It just, for me, and also this is the one with the big chase in the beginning, isn't it? With the sky, the cars, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. They defied gravity when they were jumping on things and stuff like that. I just thought this is, I don't know. More think about it,
Just
more I
say
think it was absolutely shit.
Yeah, I'm running out of drink already.
So you go.
Oh, you had a go though. I had a go early on there, Mega. You tried to keep it positive. Just looking at the chat, and the chat are really going to be an ally to us on this stream. Lots of mentions for Count Dooku. He was quite a good character, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mega's given us his little overview. Why don't we go to Brownie to mix it up a little bit? Brownie.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I remember when I was watching this at the cinema, better than the first one. Awful. Again, just clunky dialogue, cringe-worthy dialogue. Kind of like teenagers trying to chat the opposite sex up, just that kind of awkwardness of just awful.
Still in that phase, aren't you, Brown?
Yes. The end, yeah, the battle at the end, I thought, come on, this is more like it. I remember it looked great at the time. The CGI I thought was pretty good at the time. Just, it felt like, again, a first draft.
Ooh.
Just disappointing. But the end bit was okay.
Okay. So hard to gauge, but are you slightly less disappointed than Attack of the Clones, or on a par, or where are you?
I think, as I said, this was better than the first one, a lot better, which wouldn't be all that hard, would it?
Nope.
What do you think of Obi-Wan's hair in this one, Brown?
Well, it was changing every scene, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I
It was
remember that.
Was it a Bee Gees mullet?
Yeah, like the clip-on kind of mullet thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, PCat, why don't you take up the reins and give us your thoughts on Attack of the Clones?
Well, being better than the Phantom Menace is a very low bar. It exceeded that low bar. There were a handful of scenes I liked. I did like the lightsaber battle at the end when the clones come out, and you hear the at the end you hear the Imperial March for the first time in the prequels, which was fun. Yoda being CGI, I was mixed on it. Well, I guess you needed that to make it possible for him to fight, to look somewhat legitimate fighting. I don't know. I still can't wrap myself around a CGI Yoda. I like the tangibleness of a puppet, even though the Phantom Menace puppet was a little goofy looking compared to Empire and Jedi. Hayden Christensen, he's just not a good actor.
Can't act.
No, and there was somebody in the audience when he was hitting on Natalie Portman when they were hiding out on whatever they were hiding out, and he was like hitting on her and doing some goofy stuff, and somebody just got up and just yelled out, "What the hell is happening?" And the whole theater busted out laughing. That's basically surmises almost the entire movie, but in comparison, it's one step up above Phantom Menace, but unfortunately, that's not enough to save it.
Ooh.
It ain't indeed.
Well, Z, can you possibly get any positivity out of this one? I know you scored Phantom slightly better than the others with me. What about this one, Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones. It's the second part of a prequel trilogy that no one really asked for, did they? This was one of two movies I watched in Leicester Square. It was a week after the release weekend. The cinema was packed with American tourists who were astonishingly boisterous.
Oh.
And I completely did not expect the audience experience, like getting to their feet and cheering when Yoda went for his lightsaber. And it was at that point I actually vowed never to venture into London to watch a movie again. I think this is one of the most memed on episodes of Star Wars. I mean, it's got some cringe in it, hasn't it? I killed them all, they're dead, every single one of them, but not just the men, the women and the children too. Bloody hell. And Padme goes, well, that's all right then. And then doesn't do anything about it. Because the Sand People genocide was quite horrific. He really should have been on charges. But the fight on Geonosis was good.
Yeah, there was some good scenes, some good action scenes in this, but yeah, it did border on the ludicrous with Yoda. You're right.
And did get 3 Oscar nominations. Didn't win anything. But he got 2 Saturn Awards. But who gives a fuck what Saturn Awards?
Oh, I'd give a fuck what a Saturn Award is. I've got one sat on my, my mantelpiece just across the room there. Brilliant. What do you recall? What it was nominated for, Z?
Yes, 2 Saturn Awards. I don't know what categories.
Oh, right. Oh, you don't know what categories. Okay.
No.
Okay, I think that's everyone. So, chat, over to you. Get your scores in. Brownie's gonna
got a super chat.
Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, this is exciting.
From your buddy.
Oh. You want me to do the
Well,
honesty,
yeah,
Brown?
yeah,
Well,
Garth, it's Girth.
my old mate Girth Knight. He does look sexy, doesn't he? He's got the old moustache soul patch combo going, and he's. I mean, I'm not looking at the biggest the screens here. He's got a bit of a. Is it? Looks like a bit of Knight Rider. It's not.
It is. It's Girth. It's Michael's twin brother.
Oh, wow. What a strong look you've got going on, Girth. I love it. Anyway, for $4.99, he says, was the hand of Anakin's that Dooku removed the one he used to foreplay Padme? Oh, God. One of those where you start reading it and then you see the end of it and you think, oh, God. Maybe he's ambidextrous, eh? Let's hope for Padme's.
Was there any positives about this movie? Dooku was good.
Dooku's good. Like I say, I like the kind of the monster battle in the arena.
Really, I thought that was shite.
I like. I know it was a bit goofy, but it was something different. Django, I like Django.
Yeah.
And Geonosis.
I like Boba Fett because Daniel Logan's actually looks quite like Tamura Morrison at the moment. They should have really used him for the Boba Fett series.
Yeah, they should have actually.
Well, he's younger, isn't he?
Yeah, and he would have fit the part perfectly, I think. I mean, this film is so cheesy with all the bromance in it. Jesus Christ. Just swipe right and be done.
Do we get much Mace Windu in this one? I can't quite remember. Was it just the Jedi Council meetings?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, I'm fishing around for good stuff here.
Is that the one with? This is the one with the big laser swords at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, he gets his purple lightsaber.
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
Because it was cool to have
spotted. No, he wanted to be spotted, so he said that if everybody looks at the big wide shot, you can see him because it's the only one.
Big purple saber.
That's right. Yeah.
We had some. We were introduced to some new Jedi. There was Kid Fisto. He was one, wasn't he?
Is that a sexual act?
Am I getting his name right?
Kid Fisto.
Kit Fisto.
Kid Fisto.
Here you go, folks. The punchable face. He decapitated Boba.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no blood or anything, wasn't there? He just picked the helmet up.
Picks the helmet up. The head doesn't even fall out.
Yeah.
Well, that's for the kids, isn't it? Couldn't do that.
Kid Fister.
What have I done? Sorry, Brown. Demonetized again.
So are we doing marks then?
We're doing marks. I've completely forgot the order. I've got a feeling we start with Mega Geek, so let's try and stick to the order. Mega, what are you giving this one?
I'm going to give this a 3. It's better than the last one.
Okay, we're edging him up slightly. Who do we go to then? Was it you, PCat?
Sure. Last one I gave 2.5 to 3. This one I'll give 3 to 3.5.
You're gonna have to nail that one down for old Z there, if you don't mind, PCat.
All right, I'll make it a 3.
Okay, good man.
Make it a 3. And one thing I forgot to throw in, I thought it was so stupid, lame, goofy, whatever you want to use. At the end of the movie, one of those creatures opens up a hologram, and it's the Death Star, and it's probably, I know it's done for that. Ooh, do we really need, this is what, 20 something years before the original movie? Do we really need any foreshadowing of that? Why can't it just stand on its own? It was created in the original movie and they could have left it at that.
Well, the power of the member berries, you see.
Member.
Was it you, Brown, next? I think it was, wasn't it?
I think I'm just going to come in average 5.
Okay. And Z?
I'm also going to give it a 5.
I'll give it a possibly slightly generous 5.5.
What?
Sorry to fraction it all up. So Z, I know it doesn't give you long. If you want me to pad for time,
I will say the chat will I'd say the chat were coming in average. I'd probably say 5. It's just
fair
to middle. It's fair to middling, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that case, we're coming in at 4 to 4.5. Pick one.
Oh, 4.25.
There you go.
No. Over the whole of the half.
Oh, let's go 4.5 then. So, a little recap. Was it 3.5 for Phantom?
Yep, 3.5 Phantom Menace, 4.5 for Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Brown, move us on.
Was it too long though, the movie again?
What, Clones?
Yeah.
Probably. For a kids movie about space.
Lots of politics, which was fantastic.
And unresolved issues. I mean, like, they've got this clone army that was ordered by Jedi Cypher DS, and then nothing ever happens regarding that.
Oh yeah, and
they don't follow that up in any way, shape, or form and go, well, hang on a minute.
Also,
they just go, we'll use these guys.
Also, how would you feed all those troopers? The logistics, feeding all those troopers.
Well, there wasn't a scene where they were all eating in a dining room, or am I just making that up? I don't know.
No, there was.
Yeah,
they were in the canteen in episode 2.
Will have to be a big canteen then.
Well, you just have to clone the dinner ladies. So you got.
Well, they were obviously it was pre-Lizzo days, so food would be okay. All right,
yes. Planet wasn't starving like it is today. So this brings us on to the third and final installment of the prequels, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I think by this time I was a little bit disillusioned, although I did stick with it and I did go see it at the theatre, but I was, slightly disillusioned having watched the first two, just because I had hoped for so many good things and it didn't quite land for me. But Revenge of the Sith, I've got to say, even though thus far I've been the voice of positivity, I'm not the biggest fan of Revenge of the Sith like some people are. I know a lot of people put this right up there, some of them above even Return of the Jedi, and some people even have as one of their favorites. Not so for me, and I don't quite know why it is. I can recognize some of the nice things about it. I think the battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin, the turning into Darth Vader, but I don't know. Maybe it was the fact I just knew where it was going. Maybe that's what just didn't do it for me. But I can still appreciate it as a fine film. So, Brownie, let's start with you. I'm just wondering which part of Leeds you watched this in.
This one, I went straight from work.
Oh, right.
I went to see it with my boss at the showcase.
Oh, your boss this time. Was your tutor jealous of you going with your boss?
No, I'd not seen the tutor for probably 15 years at that point.
He was inside doing time. Sorry,
yes, I remember this as being the same day that Liverpool beat, was it Juventus?
Oh, God, do we have to?
In Galatasaray. It was the same day. I missed the first half because I was watching this, but this had did this have a space battle at the beginning?
Yeah, it opened up.
I quite like this. It looks good. I can't remember. I think I've only seen this film once. How bad is that? All I remember was remember at the end. You know where Anakin turns? It's almost like
turns gay.
1 second he was okay, and then literally you blink your eyes and he's become Darth Vader. And I just looked at my boss, and he looked at me, and we just went, "Fuck off!"
Did you pull your pants back up, or you just
no? That was after. All I remember was shouting at the screen, fuck off. And that was it.
Hell, Brown. There's children in there, for God's sake. Can we get
Garbage.
Cider Feet's contribution onto the screen, please?
Let me find it. Keep talking
Okay.
though. Let me find
We'll
it.
keep talking. Okay, so it was a fuck off from Brown.
Terrible.
Z, what did you make of
Is this one?
there it is, sorry, this Cider Feet's wonderful contribution.
This was when I went to our local multiplex for.
Ooh.
I like Revenge of the Sith. I think it's a decent film. The only thing I am critical of is what's already been mentioned by Brown, is Anakin's fall to the dark side is far too rapid. My general feeling about Anakin throughout the entire prequel trilogy is he should have been about 13 years old in the first film. And done some really dark shit in the second film, and not told Padme.
Yeah,
which would make him easing into this kind of character a lot better. The lightsaber fights, absolutely impeccable choreography from Nick Gillard. Cannot fault it. And my favourite cut of this film has the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars intercut with it, and is almost 4 hours long. And I watch this 2 or 3 times a year. I really enjoy that. This is our May the 4th movie with the family.
Oh, beautiful. This is also the one with, I hope I've got it right. It's the one with the opera scene with Anakin and Palpatine. Am I right? Or is that clones? Am I mixing them up?
No, that's this one.
Right.
Did
It is
you
this
ever
one.
hear the...
Yes. Which is a legendary scene, isn't it? I mean, we should give that a little nod as well.
I was going to say, sorry interrupting.
Go on, go, Brown.
When did Padme die? Was it this one or the previous one?
No, it's this one. She dies at the end from being sad.
What a terrible mother she is.
I know.
Moving on.
Yeah, so Mega, why don't you give us thoughts on this one? Because I've got a feeling you're not going to think this one's shit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This film was seriously.
Go on, do it.
Let it rip.
It really was shit. Come on, let's face it. It was beyond shit. It really was.
I wasn't expecting this.
So basically, R2 can fly now, right?
And
he flies now.
And the bit where Darth Vader goes, "No," that was just ridiculous.
Kill me.
Yeah.
And then when Obi-Wan says, "I got the high ground," what the fuck are you talking about, mate? Do you know what I mean? Then he cuts his legs off, and I'm sitting there going, "Why am I in? Why did I pay to see this crappy movie? It's absolute rubbish."
No, I am shamed.
Wow.
And then he goes and strangles the girl that he's in love with towards the ending. She dies of a heartbreak, whatever it is, and then the bloke from LA Law comes and takes the 2 babies, and it's just absolute crap, isn't it? The whole film is just absolute shit. And then what's his name? The coolest character in the whole of these 3 trilogies, which is Mace Windu, gets blown out of a window. What the hell's that all about?
A Mace Window.
Mace Window, we should call him. Absolutely awful.
Sorry,
that's my reviews. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Lucas was ripping off Tolkien. Benno's mom died after giving birth to him. Okay, there you go.
And when he gets zapped, it was just an excuse for the Emperor to turn into that horrible, squelchy face man, isn't it? So it was just an excuse to get it to that. They were pushing things too fast towards what we already knew. It was just a sad. It was obvious this was just the first draft, and they kept correcting it as they went along, didn't they?
No,
Everything was done in green screen.
Pack
So
it in, George.
they corrected so much that it just became the biggest pile of shit ever, didn't it? So it really was bad, this one. I don't understand how something so well constructed, the first 3 movies, could get this bad.
It's because other people were doing it. Here you go. Speaking of fast, Garth Knight for $5. Brownie nailed it. That's me, folks. Anakin's turn was far too swift, and there is no defense for the high ground.
It's over, Anakin. I'm taller than you.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
Absolutely stupid.
Have we got anyone in the chat? Because I know there are some people who absolutely love this movie. Have we got anyone in the chat who's going to come to bat for it? Because it's taken a hiding there from Mega.
On 1 hour.
Have I missed anyone out on this one? Have we not been to?
No.
No, we've all done our bits.
Did you do PCat? Yeah,
Did we do PCat? Did we do
Oh,
PCat?
not yet.
Oh, well, then the floor is yours. Where you go.
I'll try not to rehash because I couldn't agree more with what everybody has said.
Ooh.
A couple of things that really annoy the crap out of me is the worst mother in movie history has to be Padme. You give up on life. You just gave birth to twins. And because your heart is broken, oh, she just gave up. How you don't want to live for your children? I mean, that's terrible. Terrible.
If I
by
may,
George Lucas.
in its defense, it seems to be a family thing, just giving up.
That's what you call foreshadowing.
There you go. That's the thread that ruined actually the one kernel of greatness that Ruin picked up on.
100% consistent, man, babies. So, sorry, it's PCat. Where you go?
No, and to piggyback on what I was saying about the last movie with the Memberberry, now we see the outer shell of the Death Star being built. Again, we don't need to see it, but now it shows you how great is the Empire. It takes them 18 years to build the Death Star. 18 years.
Well, it's a big fucking thing, though, isn't it?
But then between the original and Jedi, they've got one half built in a day, and it works. It was so rushed. This was something. This puts the exclamation point or punctuates why prequels in general are a waste of time. Sometimes you don't. The best thing is never seeing the backstory and letting your mind filling in the details yourself on what may have happened in the past.
Agreed. We wanted the front story, meaning straight after Han, Luke, and the other one after Jedi.
Yeah, with all of them together.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Which we never got.
I asked for defenders of this movie, and our old mate, Not Brian. Hello, Not Brian. I've missed you, my man. He's outed himself as a defender, and I believe Max Vroom Fondle is a prequel lover, and this film in particular. I don't know if I caught any more, Brownie, but I know they're out there. Oh, he's not happy with Mega.
Well, join the club, mate.
Zee, are you back in the room? Can I just check? Because we need you for this.
I am back in the room.
Excellent. Well, seeing as you're here, you can go first, then you can top them up. So what's your score for Revenge of the Sith?
7.
Oh, he's got 7. Okay. PCat, what are you saying on this one?
4. And I'm in a generous mood.
Savage.
Mega, what are you giving this one?
I was so disappointed with this movie after the last 2 shite ones. I'm going to give this a 1.
Whoa.
The Last Jedi could do well at this rate. And Brownie, what are you giving this one?
Okay, I will say he's made 2 films by now, so he should have been well in the stride.
Well,
5.
Yeah,
This is the most important story out of the trilogy. Yeah, it looks very, very pretty. The space battle at the beginning, I'd love to watch the extended version of that. It just looks great, but that's spaceships doing spaceships. The meat of the story, when I'm going to the screen, fuck off. 2.
Oh, wow. Brian will be spitting his iron brew all over his keyboard at this point. Okay, I'm just going to give it I'm not as scathing as the chaps there. I'm going to give it a flat 5. So Z, no pressure, but all the numbers are in. Put them through
We're
your...
going to round up on this one, and it's a 4.
It's a 4.
I will say, looking at some of the scores, in the chat. I'm kind of thinking 4.5, 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as it stands, I believe we have bizarrely Attack of the Clones as our highest rated one. Is that right, Z?
It is. Attack of the Clones is in first place, Revenge of the Sith in second place with 4, and Phantom Menace at 3.5.
There we go. And this is the definitive rundown. You have to take our word for it, folks. Wow.
Got a couple
There
of
we
super
go.
chats.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, Brownie, if you could do that, I've got to go and empty the old bag, if you don't mind, and
Yeah,
I'll be
okay.
back in a moment. Okay.
Okay. So, Z, you available, mate?
I am. Hooligan S3 for $9.99 says, Darth Maul had the high ground in episode 1. Yes, he did.
And Simon Mills for £5. That's a real money, allegedly, folks. Just think Star Trek has more better movies and series than Star Wars. Trekkies won. Keep up the laughs, guys, and Mega Geek wrong on this one. Sorry, mate.
That's okay. I don't mind being wrong, but I'm not.
As I said, he should have stuck the landing on this, and it was just.
That's what was wrong about it, that he didn't, and that's why I gave it 1, because after the first 2, you'd think that he would have learnt or, made this one better, but he didn't. He just doubled down on shit, didn't he?
He probably would have been he probably would have been making these films at this stage. What, 6, 7 years?
I can't believe that the man who made American Graffiti, which is a good film, made this shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever.
As I said, I've only watched it once, and that was enough for me. Any of you watched it many times? A few times?
What are we talking about?
Twice a year.
Parents having sex? What are we talking
about? That's never. No, just saying that I've only seen this film once at the cinema, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Are you back then, my friend?
I'm back. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
We're making good progress here, aren't we? So I'm interested as to what's next, actually, because we're in chronological order.
Hopefully, I've done my math. Because
Is that right? Z? Chat? Anyone?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
you
just let him sweat for a moment there. So yeah, we're going chronological, and in the chronological order, it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. So we're talking live action, either TV shows or movies. So this one comes next. And let's go to PCat to kick us off. I'm going to hold my thoughts on this one. I'll round us out. But PCat, what do you make of Obi-Wan on Disney Plus?
Well, you're all going to kill me, but I have not seen this.
What? Look at you.
What the
fuck? This is now
the only one.
This is past the this is past the expiration date for Star Wars for me. After what they've done with it, I just couldn't watch this. I just couldn't.
No, fair play. Okay.
I mean, if you were involved in it, I would have watched it, but because then it would have been a worthy successor.
Well, the good thing is, PCat, you're about to get a very good feel for what it's all about. So sit back and enjoy this one. We won't get a score from you, obviously. That would be unfair. But
he's not the only one who's not seen it. I'd say 50-60% of the chat have not watched it either.
Yeah, most of the chat. Yeah, they watch all our detailed streams about these damn things, but they never watch the things themselves. Okay, well, let's go to a man who I know has. Zee-ThreePIO, what did you make of Obi-Wan?
Absolute fucking garbage. Complete wasted potential. and it was painful to watch. Somehow, every episode made the series worse. But hey, rip Calculon.
There was a highlight, yes.
I hate this series. I'll never watch this series again.
Not even no positives having Ewan back in the saddle, Z, no?
No, not at all. None.
Oh my God, Brian.
Not Brian. If AIDS
Yeah.
was a TV show.
Yeah, it'd be called Reaver.
Oh, oh, God.
Well, let's get him in, folks.
PCat, I bet you can't wait to log on to Disney Plus and watch this later on, can you?
Yeah, now I know I need, if I get a gift card as a present, I know where it's going. I need to spend it on Disney Plus for this alone.
Any other memorable parts of this one for you, Z?
It ended.
Not Wade. Wade!
How can you ruin snow speeders?
Quite easily.
Yeah,
apparently quite easily. You can pilot them at big doors and then suddenly stop and turn around and hover and then move somewhere else. That's not how they work.
Well, you mentioned Reva, and I'd be remiss of me not to ask Mr. Brown. Reva, what would you give a brownie on a scale of 1 to 10?
A mark between 0 and 10.
Yes, you go as low as 0 if you want.
Between 1 and 10, yes?
Yeah, between 1 and 10, that's better, yeah.
I'm not a bigot or a fan hater, so I'm going to say I'm going to give her 1.
He's going to give a 1, okay. As long as we know he's willing to take 1 for the team. Well, go on, Brown, while we're with you. What are your thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi? Z was rather scathing. Can you...
Okay, should have been good. I totally retconned Star Wars by having him meet a young Leia.
Yes.
So just unforgivable. Unforgivable.
That's strong.
Silly in places. The Rip Calculon, the Ned B loader droid was probably the best fucking thing I've seen Disney do, and that was a droid protecting the hottie, the MILF. That was probably the best scene in it. Rest of it, do you remember the scene where they had to blast the laser gate when they could just walk around it?
Oh God, that was particularly sad.
It was, as we said, everything is there with these TV series. They look great. Some of the characters, you want to see them, but it's just the dog shit writing. It's just unforgivable. KK fingerprints all over this. Sorry, folks. Just utter bollocks.
This was also the one with the young Leia chase scene, rather comedic chase scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where this 6-year-old manages to outrun grown men. Yeah.
Painful. Yeah. Rest in peace, Calculon.
We did have, again, I'm scraping the barrel here, but we did have Chad Owen Laws, though, didn't we? Did you enjoy that at least, Z?
Oh, yes, that bit did give me a stiffy. I remember I got quite excited at Chad Owen and Buff Baru.
There you go, see?
Hard as nails. You see them in a different light, don't you? Why do you care? He's not my son.
We got Liam Neeson in right then, didn't we? He just appeared from nowhere.
Yeah. Qui-Gon appeared somehow. He returned.
Jamal Lama gives a shout out to a British legend, Benny Hill. Yeah, it was
also
very Benny Hill.
Let's also not forget Reva getting poked with a lightsaber. Should be all right.
Twice. She got killed as a youngling by Anakin.
Oh, yeah.
And then she got impaled as an adult. Oh. So she's had a lightsaber not thrust through her once, but twice, and has survived.
Wow. I mean, that's rapidly becoming a staple in Disney Star Wars, isn't it? Well, I'm looking forward to this one, folks, and he might just need 3 words for his review. We'll see. Mega Geek, what did you make of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I never watched this shit at all, so I can't comment on it
All
because
right.
I knew what it was going to be. I knew before when they announced it, I knew what they were going to turn it into shit, and I knew when I saw that clip from what's his name in the car saying how how we're all destroying it because we disagree and all that rubbish.
Oh yeah, because Reva got
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
it was just
God.
complete and utter nonsense.
fan
And quite
baited.
frankly, I used to be a fan of his, but now I'm not because of what he said.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah,
just
McGregor
it's just
sellout.
absolute bollocks. If he's given into all this crap that's happening now, the agenda rubbish, then he can go and kiss my bum, basically. So
Wow.
it's the same
Here
thing
you go,
with
folks.
David Tennant. He can kiss mine as well. Seriously.
There you
Go
go.
on, Mega Geek.
Yeah.
Anyone else
And
Mega Geek while you're at it? Go on. Give us one more. I
No,
want
it's
one
just
more person in
no,
the
it's
film world who can kiss your arse.
well, well, it really does piss me off. How can anyone support this agenda that's going through our pop culture stuff? How, especially the people that was involved in it in the first place. How could you agree to this nonsense? And the only reason why they agreed to this nonsense is because of money. Ewan McGregor was going to do this if he wasn't getting paid well, and he got paid well, so he sold his soul. That's all I can say. So
KK.
yeah,
Brownie,
yeah.
could you drop
You
Sword
can,
in the Storm's chat message up?
you can
Because
suck it, all of you. Do you know what I mean?
oh, it's a good one as
Who
well.
am I looking for?
Well, that's
This
a good
one?
one, the karma. Yeah, this one, because I think this really does sum it up. He says, Reva didn't suck because she was female or black. She sucked because she was shite. And that really does hit the nail on the head because anyone should be equally open to criticism. And largely, it's actually not aimed at the actress, it was the character. But
Yep.
you're right, Mega. Ewan did make a fool of himself with that.
He had to pay for a
video.
divorce, which is hardly surprising.
Who? Ewan?
Probably.
Really?
It's just seriously that I don't know why they made this, and I don't know why people watched it. I mean, Z, you must hate yourself. What you must do. Seriously, how
Yeah.
could you watch such shit? You knew it was going to be shit before you even started watching it. So I
know.
don't know.
We had to review this every week for 8 weeks, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the most painful 8 weeks of my entire life.
Awful.
I used to dread every Wednesday. No, we got through it together. Well, look, this is we may have hit a new low here. I can barely wait. I mean, I can't add much. I mean, we'll have to exempt Mega and PCat from the scoring on this one, but I can't add much to the criticism because it's all valid. It really was a dire series. This one, it made me hate Star Wars actually. So let's get the scores in. I've given myself a bit of wiggle room. I'll give it a 1.5. Z, what would you do?
I'll give it 1.
Brownie's line. And Brownie is the only other person who can score
If
it.
I remember correctly, I remember all these shows. The backroom boys and girls who made the shows look fantastic. Their work should be rewarded. Everything else is dog shit. I'm probably going to give it 2 out of 10, and that's probably been And the extra mark is for the production.
Even with my horrendously bad maths, even I can work out we've landed on a 1.5 there. That's right, isn't it, Z?
That's still an average, isn't it? Yeah.
1.5 out of 10.
Oof.
The chat are coming in. There's a few 3s, 0s, 1. I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be 2 on average.
Yeah. It's going to be down there. We'll see if it can be beaten, but it is going to be down there. Okay, well that's Obi-Wan, folks. Roll us on, Brown. What little gem have we got up next? Andor. Now, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because this is the series I hear most positive things about from people when they talk Disney Star Wars. Personally, I keep meaning to do a rewatch, and I know Brown, we've threatened to do a
We'll do
rewatch
it at some point.
stream. Yeah, and I am willing to give another go. All in all, I found it a little slow, a little boring. I think when it got to around about the middle of the series with the prison scenes, I suddenly found myself engaged. I think the guy, I'm terrible with names, the guy who does the Gollum and all the rest of it, what's his name?
Andy
Snoke.
Serkis.
Circus, yeah. I thought he was great. So I really enjoyed those scenes. And then when we moved away from the prison again, I kind of lost a bit more interest. I will give them credit for making not just going to Memberberry Central. They threw the lot in with a character who's one of their own characters from Rogue One. And yeah, look, Mon Mothma, interesting portrayal.
One.
Yeah, you like a bit of Mon Mothma, don't you?
I do.
So there's things to like, and I can understand why people like it. I still my first experience was I found it a little bit slow, a little bit boring, and I can appreciate elements of it, and I will mull over my score. And let's try PCat. I'm hoping PCat. Have you got anything for me?
Well, yeah, I'm trying. I will be consistent, and I'm not going to waver on what I've done. I have not seen this one either.
He's not seen it. Well, look, as long as you've seen The Last Jedi and you can be very vocal on that one, that's all I care about, PCat.
Oh,
no,
yes.
that's okay. PCat, you must have heard, though, the positivity around Andor. Does that make you want to check it out, maybe?
No,
No?
it's Star Wars. It's just there's nothing that will get me back at all.
Oh, really? You're
Nothing.
done.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's over. I mean, unless they're gonna somehow raise the dead and then reunite the original trilogy actors, there's nothing that can bring me back.
If George come back to write and direct a movie,
maybe if he started fresh with a
Right.
completely set of new characters in a new setting, maybe. But anything connected to the trash that's been happening over the past 10 years, there's nothing there for me.
Oh. What about the Rey Skywalker movie next year? You're not.
If you're doing it, then I'm in.
Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, well, Brownie, why don't you? Because we did again another. No, sorry, we didn't do a stream of Andor, did we? I can't remember. But
No,
we're gonna restream.
yeah.
Yeah, we did do it. We
No, we
absolutely
didn't.
did do it. Yeah,
No,
all
we did it in the
merged.
roundups.
We didn't. I remember doing the slides for the first
Right.
episode, and nobody could be asked streaming. So that was it. We
Really?
never did it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which was
Well,
a waste of a day's work, but never mind.
well,
I watched the first episode, and I thought it was boring. A couple of things took me out. Was the Jez geezer from Coronation Street. You don't expect him to see him in Star Wars, and that kind of took me out of it a little bit. I just couldn't be asked. That's it. Couldn't be asked to see episode 2.
This is what's called apathy, folks. This is what they've done to the fan base.
The hero died.
Yeah, true. We know he dies, but Brownie, no one's ever really gone. You know that, Brownie.
Obviously not.
Okay, well maybe I'll permit a score from you when we get there, Brown. At least you had a nibble. You had a nibble at it.
A tiny one.
Zee, I think you ate the whole buffet, didn't you, Zee? What did you make of Andor?
On the first watch, I thought it was a tough old slog. I'm not going to lie. I did fall asleep during some of the episodes. I did go back and rewatch it a little while back in 3 separate segments, each story segment, and it's actually pretty good if you're paying attention. There's some solid world building in there. Characters are developed well, and I like the forming of the rebellion. It's a very good accompaniment to the Star Wars universe, in my opinion.
Oh, a bit of positivity there. So your tip for me, Z, when I give this another stab, is put the phone down, put the Todger away, zip my pants up, and focus on the screen.
3 episodes at a time.
3 episodes at a time. Okay. Oh.
Platoon love this.
Did he? We needed him on to defend it.
I loved it a lot.
Mega Geek, did you dip your toe into this one?
Saw 3 episodes, thought it was boring as shit, and left. You see, this is what I don't understand, right? When people say this is like great Star Wars, it's not great Star Wars at all. It's absolute rubbish, right? They've never given us Star Wars since Disney's taken over at all.
Jedi.
Right? So Star Wars. Stop. No, like Disney Star Wars. Star Wars is basically a fast-paced action adventure. That's basically what Star. It's nothing to do with politics. Who the fuck wants to know how the freaking rebel was bloody made, or why do we have this guy as the star of this film? A guy that actually died in the movie. We know his end. Also, we know why he's there as well, and why they centered this whole story around him, because of diversity. Oh, load of old bollocks, isn't it? You know, this should never have been made. They should have made proper Star Wars. You know, fuck Disney. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, you'll be getting another call video from Ewan McGregor with thoughts like that.
Ewan McGregor, kiss my bum.
Just looking at the chat, Brown. Average British Nerd thought it was fantastic. Because I know there are some people who absolutely love this show. Titan, he's already doing the scores. He's given it an 8 out of 10. He says Luthen is one of the best new characters. Which one was Luthen? Anyone?
The old white guy.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Yo, the Scandinavian actor, is that? Yeah, I know the chap. Yeah. Okay, fair shout, Titan. Thanks for that. Is that everyone? Brownie? Did it go to you?
Yeah.
You did everyone?
One episode, yeah.
Did you do it, Zee?
Yeah, I watched them all twice.
Yeah, he did it.
It was
rubbish.
Well,
are we doing marks?
We're doing marks then, so go on, Brown, kick us off.
I can't really judge an opinion on the one episode.
Okay, you're going to stand down.
I'd probably say the one episode I saw was anything better than OB. I'm going to be influenced by Platoon as well, so I'm going to do a leap of faith and say 6.
Okay. 6 on Brownie. PCat, we're going to have to pass you by if that's all right. I'm sure you'll contribute to the next ones that are coming up. Zee, what you giving this one? And obviously you can flavor it based on both your viewings.
Well, originally I would have given it a 6 out of 10, but after a rewatch, I'm upping that to a solid 8.
Ooh.
Wow.
And that matches not Brian. An Average British Nerd gives it a 9. We do. I tell you what, if there's one series where it just seems all over the shop, because we've got, looking at the chat, and Brownie, you're going through them. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We've got zeros. We've got low scores. We've got middle scores. We've got people who love it. Crazy. Okay, a high 8 from Z. Very good. I'm afraid until I do give it that rewatch, I'm still, still lingering on the slow pace and the, bit of a trudge to get through it. So while I can appreciate certain elements, I mean, I went up to one of the sets. So they shot just up the coast from me, the cafe scene. I know, I went along to the set and everything. I was so excited. I'm really torn. Okay, this is where I'm at, man, babies. Am I likely to watch this more than the prequels again? No, although I know I need to. So therefore, I can't score it as well as the prequel. So I gonna have to give it, as I stand, a 4.5.
I think you need to factor in a bit of Platoon in there as well.
I can't let Platoon shape my views, Brownie. What the fuck? Platoon
if
needs
that's
to
the
factor in a
case-
bit of Ruin the Man, baby.
Logging the votes in. This one
Okay.
currently takes the lead with an average of 6.
What about
Okay.
me?
Wow.
I'm okay with that. I'm
What
okay.
What
about
about
Mega
me?
Geek?
Did you watch
Oh,
it,
sorry.
Ian?
Yeah.
Oh,
y- y-
no.
No, Ian did watch
It's
3.
going
So
very
Yes,
well
he watched
folks.
3 episodes. I'm so
you did.
sorry, Ian. You go
Go on.
ahead.
You get a vote. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have to give it. No, sorry. Minus naught. There you go.
You can't. Oh, come on,
Minus-
Ian. I'm
yes.
serious.
No, seriously, it would look, guys, look. In the old days, if you watched the 3 episodes of a series and it was crap, you would just abandon it. Lord knows why you went back and decided to watch it
You got a
again.
point, actually.
Because it's
'cause-
look. I don't care
You're
what
right.
anyone says. This is not Star Wars, and you know what, little Platoon, you can kiss my bum too. It was absolutely
Oh, you're gonna-
rubbish. I'm sorry.
You're right, actually.
3PO, you can kiss my bum too. Seriously.
Oh,
How
we're
could you
fighting tonight.
how can you sit there and say this show was good when it was boring as fuck, right? And it was freaking agenda-driven rubbish. Come on, it was rubbish. Anyway, sorry.
I
didn't mean to
bailed
have a
out
go.
after 3 episodes of Rebecca Gold,
that-
so
yeah.
fair play.
Is that a 0 mega? Is it?
-0. Worse than a 0.
PCat,
Zee,
are
that-
you available to? Sorry, Rue. Are you available to read a super chat, PCat?
Sure.
please?
Okay, so RRTNZ for 5 New Zealand dollars. The best part of Andor was the Imperial intelligence characters. Could have had their own show. Tinker, Taylor, Stormtrooper Droid, or NCIS Coruscant.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
I don't know.
I love Brian's
that
Brian's little review there. I do love that because he concedes it was if you don't mind, Brian, I might as well do it. It was a bore of a fuck. Now I've got to try and do it in the Scots accent. It was a bore of a fuck, but it was a well written, well acted, intelligent bore of a fuck. There you go. Very good, Brian.
Well, with Mega scoring a 0, that brings it down to 4.6, which is for still first place.
It's still first place. Wow. Okay,
Wow.
clinging on in there. Okay, well, that got us fired up because we've got lots of varying opinions there. But
Are we going to
okay.
review it in the new year?
I think we maybe should because I just want to see Mega Geek. Keep doing it
Because
every week.
we're not going to see this next year as well. Season 2 is not going to be out next year.
Thank God.
Oh, okay.
What a shame.
Thank God.
Is there any way you're going to get Mega Geek on those streams?
No. Why would I punish myself and sit through nonsense like that? It really was.
We'll
the
pay
worst thing
Ewan McGregor to do a custom video to you.
Yeah. Seriously. I'd love it if he turned up in his car and slagged me off. That'd be the best thing ever happened to me. That'd be so great.
You could call him racist, couldn't you, generally?
Seriously.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people are saying this is good. It's so dull.
Oh.
And what's people's excuse? It's dull, but you know, it was well performed. And it's like that's no excuse. It's boring as shit, and it's well
Eco folks,
performed. It's still
Larry.
boring as shit.
I
Anyway,
liked the show, but see no need for season 2.
There's no need for it in the first place. Put it that way.
I feel like we're only getting a season 2 because some section of fans were raved about it. Brownie, your old girlfriend described you as boring as fuck, but not a bad performer, didn't she?
No, a bad performer and boring as fuck.
Oh, sorry, both. Okay.
We've all got our crosses to bear, you know?
Okay, never mind.
Moving on.
I was trying to boost you up. Right, what have we got next? What little gem have we got next? I'm enjoying this.
That was Andor, everybody. We'll give it a go in the new year.
Okay, that'll make for a fun January. Oh, here we go. Now, this is the one that does excite me. Rogue One, and to date, it is still the only Disney Star Wars product I can watch, I can enjoy, and I do actually think is a damn good standalone movie, which fits in rather nicely with the rest of them. Doesn't, it doesn't shit all over canon. Good action, good cast. Love the droid in it. I honestly, I've watched Rogue One quite a number of times now, probably into double digits, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy the damn film. So I've only got good things to say about Rogue One. But let me get your thoughts, and then I'll see if I'm in sync with the rest of you. So, PCat, I'm hoping you've seen this damn thing. Hopefully,
Yes, I have seen it. I
Okay.
have seen it. Since there was no room in directing it, it's Bore one.
Oh, of course.
And I'm probably going to be the outlier on this one. I did not like this movie.
Oh.
I mean, I was only half joking when I said it's Bore one. It answers questions I never needed answered. To me, it was more than enough just
Okay.
knowing that the princess was secretly putting the stolen Death Star plans into R2's unit to get it to Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't need to see what went into that. We know they're, and then knowing that they're all going to have to die anyway. And the acting, some of the acting, Forrest Whitaker, who I think can be a very good actor. What was going on with his acting in this movie? He was like an annoyance when he was speaking at times. The Peter Cushing recreation was weirded me out a lot. It was tough, I mean, it's been done before, it'll be done again. But it's just again another example of a prequel giving us a backstory that I rather just have in my mind. The original Star Wars opens up. The plans were delivered to Princess Leia. The only scene of this movie that I actually enjoyed was the very end. Was when you see Darth Vader just go on a rampage, which was well done. But to me, a 2-minute scene doesn't save the rest of the movie for me. It's a bad movie, in my opinion. I'm sure I'm the only one that'll think that, but I can never watch it again.
Oh right, wow. Well, look, you've made your point very well, sir. So I doff my round-headed cap to you. You mentioned the Peter Cushing Uncanny Valley, but for me, the Leia in the final scene was even worse. What did you make of that one? That shot at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it didn't bother me as much only because she wasn't in it as long, or it didn't have as much screen time as Cushing. But it also, glad you brought that up. It was a little bit weird too, seeing her on the screen.
Her head was wider than what it should have been. It looked like she had a widescreen head. It didn't look right. Yeah.
Well, let's not hold that against people. We all have our crosses to bear, Brown.
We have, yes.
We'll go on, Brown. Since you've inserted yourself into this one, what do you think of Rogue One?
I liked the movie. It was made with people who obviously like Star Wars. Lots of little Bob Fleming here. Lots of little member berries galore.
I remember.
I remember lots of scenes, outtakes and stuff and computery effects to put some of the original characters in on the space battle at the end. Quite enjoyed that. Fantastic space battle. I don't know about this girl who was, what's her name?
Jyn Erso.
Yeah. Very
Don't
toothy.
you know about her? She's gorgeous.
Very toothy. I don't think none of us realised it was a KK insert at the time.
More toothy than your tutor's blowjob, Brian.
Well, obviously.
Not Brian.
Brian, yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen, brilliant.
Yes. Yeah.
I think most of us came out of this film thinking Star Wars. It's in good hands. It's in very, very good hands. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds positive. Can we ride this crest of positivity? And as we go over to old Scrooge, it's Mega Geek. Mega, what have you got for us?
You know what? I did like this film.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I did like it when I first saw it. I thought it was very, very entertaining indeed. And the blind guy was the highlight for me. I thought he was really,
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
brilliant.
But I didn't like the girl that played Jane Erso. I thought she was very wooden. I didn't care about her at all. I didn't care about Andor either. But I did like the robot. I thought he was cool.
Yeah,
There
brilliant.
were some bits in it that I just thought, why? Forrest Whitaker just mentioned just a minute ago, where he just comes out and talks. I hear that he was in the cartoon, but I never watched the cartoon. Then he gets blown up. It's like, okay, whatever. He didn't get on the ship. Why would he not want to save himself? No idea. Yeah, I thought it was quite entertaining. It was a suicide mission, wasn't it? And we all knew that they were gonna perish at the ending. I would have cared more if the character of Jane Erso and Andor would have been more likable. Because at the ending, when they were hugging each other and the whole planet blows up, you would have felt something for them, but you didn't feel anything for them because they were so unlikable. Both of them. I mean, Jane, what's her face? Is it Jane Endor? No, what's her name again? Ursa.
Jane
Ursa.
Erso.
Yeah, she was just so up herself all the time, and I just thought to myself, do you know what? Lighten up, woman. Just seriously lighten up. And Andor, he was just an arrogant prick, wasn't he? Let's face it. And he kills that guy in the beginning. And you think, well, why am I supporting this fella? And then we had Diversity Man, the Asian fella that came in, who was meant to get the leads to go to the ship to do the whatever. But the special effects were really good in it. And I saw it in 4XD. And
nice.
Had a blast. I had a blast watching it 4XD. And so I enjoyed it, but it's full of problems. But apart from that, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to take that, Mega, and what I will say is, having just come off the back of Andor, of all the cast of characters and some great characters in this film, Andor would be one of the last ones I'd think that guy needs his own series.
Yeah, but it's because of diversity, and he doesn't deserve his own series because he's not a likable character. Nobody cares about him. That's why I hate Andor so much, because they just did it because of that. That's why. That's one of the reasons why I hate it. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's a good point, well made, and I'll just give a shout out as well. I mean, we've mentioned a lot of the nice parts of this. I really liked Scarif as a location, and I really liked the battle. And they Zee will, and we're coming to you next, Zee, but they intercut some scenes from the originals. I think I'm right in saying some of the cockpit scenes. Was that right, Zee?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed
nice
that. But Zee,
homages.
let's get your thoughts if we could.
Of course. Rogue One's the only decent movie to come out of Disney Lucasfilm. While I do enjoy it, it really didn't need to be a thing. We don't need to hear the story behind the song on the Death Star plans. I also found that designing a floor into the Death Star just seemed a little contrived. It would have been a lot better as an oversight caused by the Empire's own hubris.
Sheer fucking hubris, everybody. You joking?
Yeah, I
don't
was
die
joking.
Don't die.
Don't die on a live stream.
No,
I did enjoy the practicality, especially when they were recovering the plans. It all seemed very heavy and clunky and kind of fitted right in with George's universe. That there were devices that were large and handheld, and you had to log around wires and log into stuff. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Now it is obvious in hindsight that Jyn Erso is another Kathleen Kennedy self-insert, but on a bright note, she dies.
Yeah, I want to go back to Mega Geek because I actually, as much as I love this film, I'm not ready to admit it's flawless. The ending, Mega Geek, you're absolutely right. They didn't quite earn that ending, did they, on the beach with their hug? I didn't get me in the feels like maybe it should have or could have. But I do give them credit though, which is rare in any Disney product, but also in Star Wars, for wiping everyone out, basically. I know someone in the chat said it was depressing, but I actually give him credit for doing that. Took some balls maybe to go with that ending. And was it Gareth Edwards? Have I for once got the name right?
It was,
that the director? Yeah, he just did this one. Wonder if he'll get another bite at it. I don't know. But Yes. Okay. Well, look, we've got some positivity. I think I've been round the team, haven't I? So let's get your scores, chat, and let's get your scores, man babies, on the stream. And let's start with you, PCat.
Only because of the last 2 minutes do I give the score. I added an extra half to it. I give it a 1.5.
Oh,
It's just a
God.
rough movie. I would rather watch
Yowza.
Attack of the Clones before I watch this one again.
Ooh.
And the other thing that bothered me too was James Earl Jones's voice. Now I know it's age, so I'm not knocking him, but it was a little bit rough hearing his voice too because it clearly is aged. But I will give them bonus points for recreating the helmet the way it looked in the original Star Wars with the red eye lenses to match that. But other than that, I just cannot. I will not sit through this movie again.
Wow.
Don't blame you.
Okay. Oh no! Remember your positivity, Mega. Go on then. Oh God, what have you done to him, PCat?
What's that? No, what? Sorry, what? I have to give it a score.
You have to give it a score. Yes.
Out of 10.
Legally binding that you give it a score.
This is okay. I would give it a 4.
Okay.
I give it a 4,
which I believe is his highest score of the stream. So
yeah.
Okay. Brownie, what do you think of this one? Did I get a little review from you? Oh yeah, you inserted yourself, didn't you, Brownie?
I'm with Side Feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 out of
Not
10.
a bad place to be. Z, did we get yours?
I'm also going to give this 7.
Okay, and I had this in mind as well, and then it popped up in the chat, and I'm with not Brian on this one. I cannot possibly go into the dizzy heights of the 8+, but I will go damn close because, sorry, PCat, I know we're totally out of a line here, but I really enjoyed this. I'm going to give it a 7.5. There we go. So we'll put that through Z's processor. He'll push some buttons, and we'll see what comes out.
Overall, Andor scores 5.4. Sorry.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah, you're getting mixed up with Cassian.
5.4 and is currently in the lead.
Yes. Okay.
Z, available, mate?
I am. RRTNZ for 10 New Zealand. If Andor is the John Le Carre intrigue Star Wars story, then Rogue One's the Dirty Dozen. Decent film on its own merits. These projects show that Star Wars doesn't have to be just a fast-packed action adventure fantasy. I think I added some words in there, so you got
it's okay. We'll charge him for those afterwards.
And there's another mightily generous one.
Let's just ignore what Star Wars is and say that shit. Yeah, go on, go ahead.
Ruin, are you available to read this?
It depends who it is.
Mightily generous.
I might refuse.
Oh,
it's Common People. I like Common People. Wow, he's
flashing the cash.
50 notes for Brownie's knickers. There you go, Brown. Squeeze them into your ballies, why don't you? And he says, as my old dad used to say, somewhere in Tokyo, there's a Renault Clio with its seat covers missing.
Thank you, my friend.
It's a beautiful thing.
Whatever
did he mean? That's what I want to know.
Can you get Rio Renault Clios in Tokyo?
I don't know.
Well, somewhere there would have been one, yeah, and it had its seat covers missing. I'm delving into this analogy to. I guess it could. If we're grandstanding, it means anything's possible, Brown. Even in Tokyo, you could find a Renault Clio with its.
I will say, with regards to marks, I think chat will come in probably 6.5.
Yeah, I saw some high ones, but equally, a few
average,
4s and 5s.
Possibly,
yeah. I think that's fair, Brown. Okay, well, that's mixed it up a little bit because we had some good positive chat there. Have we got time to keep going, Brown?
Shall we do another?
Yeah, let's at least do one.
Because Rose can
more,
come back for the rest,
Yeah,
can't we?
we can. Okay.
Okay.
Next up. Oh. Of course, Rogue One leads straight into A New Hope. 1977, the gasps. I know. Here it is, the original, the best. Or some would say. We'll find out. Well, I won't show my hand. I'll go straight to. And get ready, folks, because right, get ready, folks, because I've got a feeling we're not going to hear the word shit out of his mouth. Mega Geek, what do you make of the 1977 original A New Hope?
Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You
It's not a
definitely know what
musical?
I'm going to say. What's that?
It's not a musical?
No, it's not a musical.
Tell them the story again
It
of the
is.
musical.
Well, I thought it was a musical. They know the story. I've said the story.
There's new
so many
people
times.
who've never been here. Go on.
I don't think
tell
I
them
know the story.
Yeah, go on.
Well,
Go on.
my
It's a great
brother
story.
said, my brother, it's not a great story, it's a stupid story. My brother said, come and see Star Wars. And I saw the poster, you know, the original, the poster where he's holding the lightsaber and Princess Leia's holding his leg. It looked like a musical, so I didn't want to go and see it. I said, no, this is a musical. I don't want to go and see it. I hate musicals. My brother was like, no, it's not a musical. Then we got there to the cinema and the queue was around the block and police was on horseback keeping the crowd off the pavement and stuff. And then when I see it, my mind was blown, and that was that. Anyway, this film.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, Mega, I know you're just getting warmed up, but Jamalama has made a very good point, and I think Brownie's cocked up the goddamn chronology.
Oh, of course.
Of course. We can't get into New Hope with an older Han before we have the young Han. So, Brownie, Mega, you're gonna have to bottle that one up till next time.
Okay, no worries.
We're gonna have to go, stick with the chronology. So,
I've
Brown,
really
can you
fucked up
shuffle the deck?
You know, no, because I've so fucked up. I can, Solo lost money.
Yeah, I think
well,
everybody knows that.
You know why it lost money, don't you? Because I completely forgot about it.
Was it not on your list even?
No, I completely forgot about it.
Well, get rid of this damn poster and just put our faces on
screen. Well, then
we're
gonna finish then. And that's it.
We'll finish on. Well, you want to finish now or on Solo?
Well, we can't. Sorry, folks, I've fucked it up. Sorry, we can't. We can't go out of Christmas. I've ruined Christmas, everybody. If your children don't get their presents, what they wanted, send them my way. I'll apologise.
You truly fucked this up because Drew Gordon in the chat says Solo's actually before Andor.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it?
Oh,
yep.
God, Brown.
Is it before Obi-Wan too, or Kenobi? Or
yeah, possibly.
It might be before Kenobi.
I get the feeling I'm going to be in the bin.
Yep, definitely.
You're going to have to refund all that super chat money. That's for sure.
I completely forgot about Solo. Well, again, another one I've only watched once. The chat going, sorry, chap. sorry, chat. I fucked it up.
Don't worry, Brown.
So, what do you want to do? Do we want to carry on with this one?
Well, let's finish on this one because it would be a good one to finish on. But we will when we return, we'll backtrack to Solo.
I'm only a man, allegedly, and simple men make mistakes.
You're only an idiot.
Well,
that as well.
That's okay,
sorry,
Brown.
folks.
It's the
I blame Disney because the film was so shite. I completely forgot about it.
It's the season for forgiveness, so it's okay. So Mega Geek, Mega Beak, back to you.
Sorry, folks.
Please go ahead. Star Wars: A New Hope. It's not a musical.
No, it's not a musical. No, I guess this is obviously the start of something that nobody saw coming. Because in the 70s, basically, sci-fi was frowned upon. And what's interesting about Star Wars was that if you look at other sci-fis beforehand, they always have some kind of strange psychedelic music in sci-fis, but they decided to go to the classic, orchestral score with John Williams, obviously due to Spielberg convincing George Lucas to use John Williams. So the thing is about Star Wars is it's a groundbreaking film. Did I say bacon? Breaking film. It changed the course of history. It was one of those films that solidified the summer movie, blockbuster movie, together with Jaws, of course, because Jaws was before. And it made a lot of filmmakers spawn from this movie. James Cameron's one of them. And it was a very enjoyable romp. I mean, it's not perfect. It's a bit slow in the beginning of the film, but once it gets going, you ride with it. You care about the characters. You really want Luke to, to do what he was supposed to do. And quite frankly, it's kind of genius filmmaking. I thought everything about the film is just A+ for me. The special effects, the performance, the ideas going through it. I just thought it was such a great movie. And as I said, right, it's not only responsible for entertaining us, but it's also responsible for making kids like me wanting to become filmmakers. So this film is great.
Wow.
There you go.
No bigger accolade than that. Very nicely done, Mega. Z, let's go to you. I mean, this is where it all started, Z. What do you
Here's
make?
where it all started. Star Wars, not Episode 4 or New Hope, but Star Wars,
Solo.
1977.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I watched this at the Peterborough Odeon in 1978, I think it was, when it was on general release over here, and it blew me away. It really did cement my love of sci-fi. And I've been addicted to Star Wars ever since, which is why I keep punishing myself by watching everything that Disney Lucasfilm is releasing. Because I do love Star Wars. I want more of this. I want more swashbuckling action and adventure and rescues and fights against evil empires. Darth Vader's such an iconic villain. Always at the top. He is fantastic. I can't say any more about this. The ship's all original. And from the moment the Star Destroyer flies over your head after the opening crawl, it's like, boom, you're right there. And it was a complete roller coaster ride for me. I love this film.
Wow. And of course, it introduced us to use the iconic golden droid onto our screen. And yes, wow, what a movie.
And R2, don't forget R2.
Well, fuck R2, I don't care about it. Can I say about the cast, because relatively unknown cast. I mean, I know we have Peter Cushing, and I guess you could say
Alec Guinness,
Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness, yeah. But other than that, relatively unknown cast leading the pack, and it was brilliantly cast, wasn't it?
It was. It really was. It's, as I said, it's such an iconic and such a great movie. As I said, it did more than entertain. It basically made kids want to become filmmakers. And I remember, as I said, when I saw it, it was one of those films that made me wanted to become a filmmaker. In fact, I wanted to do special effects after I saw that film. Then I saw Close Encounters, and then I want to be a director. So there you go. There you go. So yeah, it's a great movie.
Groundbreaking in many ways. And a shout out to John Williams for just an incredible soundtrack as well. Brownie, anything you can add to that? I mean, we're just gushing over this damn thing.
Ralph McQuarrie.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant.
Decent story. Gary Kurtz telling George, no, George, and it showed. Just
Marcia Lucas in the editing suite.
Saved in the suite.
Saved it. Yeah.
She saved it.
Yeah.
She really did.
Thank God for Dam Busters. Spaceships looked amazing. I bought model kits. Just incredible.
Spielberg bet that this film was going to make a lot of money, didn't he? Because all the directors came to see it, didn't they? And they took the piss out of George Lucas, and Spielberg was the only one that had faith in it. So there you go.
Just a lot of people on top of their games and a decent script.
sometimes the harder to make something, the better it turns out. George Lucas almost had a heart attack making this film. You know, he basically mortgaged his house to make this film. You know, the actors took the piss out of him because he wasn't confident as a director. Hence why he didn't direct the second one. Then again, he was going through a divorce as well. So that's what I'm saying. So he went through hell making his film, and through hell, he made a crap load of money. So there you go.
With the
That's right.
merchandising as well.
Yeah, very shrewd deal that. And great shout, British nerd, average British nerd. Creation of ILM, which to this day continues to break ground.
Who else as well? Alec Guinness got a nice little earner off the.
He did.
I thought you were going to say he got a nice little toupee, which he did. But
here you go, folks. Romeo Tango November Zulu for $2 New Zealand dollars. Star Wars 77, one of the greatest films ever made. I'll agree with that.
Well, let's not gobble down the whole buffet. Let's leave a little something for PCat to nibble on. PCat, we probably covered most of it, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well,
going to shock me.
It's a 0. There is nothing worthy of watching. No, seriously, it's what a movie. Not to rehash what everybody's saying, but I'll add to what it did for me. I mean, this is a movie that helped define my childhood because not only did I try to recreate all of the scenes with the action figures, and then you playing with my brother and my friends, and using the handheld weapons that they sold, or the lightsabers, the action figures, the giant Millennium Falcon. I probably no other movie has, I guess, meant so much to my childhood as far as how the impact it made on me. Between the number of times I've seen it after the theater and on home video when it premiered on cable television, HBO ran it and it was available for rental. But just if it was on, I had to watch it. I had, since being able to record it off of HBO, I had to watch it every opportunity I got. And I used to believe for many years, in my own personal taste, Empire was my favorite. But as I've gotten older, and probably over the last 5 years, I've reverted, and the original Star Wars is now my. I've gone back to this being my favorite of the original of all the movies. That's how much I love it.
Wow. High praise indeed. And whoever that last chat, Brown, where they listed all the characters again,
Tom.
Just such a brilliant cast of all memorable characters, and just all played the parts in their own way. Really beautifully done. There was a question, but you're gonna have to scroll back to find it. But don't worry, Brown. My old mate Kerry Antos in the chat, who asked me, what was it you thought you could make better when you first saw this very dated movie? Well, Kerry Antos, I looked at Luke Skywalker, the hero, saves the day, saves the princess, saves everyone by destroying the Death Star, and I thought, I'm going to give you your comeuppance, you little shit. One of these days, you're going to suckle on a space cow's tit. I'll have the milk dribbling down your fucking chin, and then I'll kill you off, you little bastard. So there we go, Kerry Antos. I hope you enjoy that. Merry Christmas to you.
It's a good answer.
But that's Star Wars, folks. So brace yourselves. I've got a feeling it's going to be like Books Visit Eurovision. We're going to get a big score here, folks. So, Z, let's go with you first. Oh, we're malfunctioning.
He's in the oil bath, I'm afraid.
He's gobbling down on Uncle Owen again. We'll come back to Z. PCat, after your little review, and I'm expecting a big score. What say you, PCat? What's your score?
It's a 10. It's
a 10.
It's another example of many of why the 70s overall in general is my favorite decade for movies. Even though I was either not born or not old enough to see my favorite movies of the 70s. It's just one of those movies that fits perfectly into the 70s. 70s had a little bit more grit to the movies. Star Wars was no exception. I have zero complaints about the movie. I mean, is there silliness? Yes, but it all works and fits well within the universe that Lucas initially set out making before or he decided to throw in nonsense. This is the way it should have been. This was the template that he made 2 more successful movies with other directors, but still successful. And that's it. I don't want any more words will just take away from what I said.
Oh, beautifully done. Okay, Mega, what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
What?
Not because it was
What?
a perfect film. Because it's, again, just like PCat, it is part of my childhood, and it's a very welcome part of my childhood. I grew up at Star Wars. I still live in a council estate, and I remember when I saw it, my friend Roger, who was riding around on a chopper, basically knew all the lines that Harrison Ford said in that movie. He knew, and this is before VHSs and before the internet.
What?
He knew all the lines. He must have seen that film 100 times in the cinema, and he knew all the lines. And these are the things I remember about Star Wars. I remember buying the wrong record. I remember going into a shop and buying, and they gave me the disco version of Star Wars, and I had to go back and say, no, I want the soundtrack of Star Wars. Those are the things that I remember. I remember buying a little R2D2 toy, and the leg came off it. I remember just all these things I remember when I was a kid from Star Wars. That's why I give it a 10 out of 10. It was more than a movie. To me, it was part of my childhood. It was part of my life, and it was a very good part of my life. That's why I gave it 10 out of 10.
Beautiful, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Wow, getting emotional in here, folks.
Yes.
If we're gushing like this, imagine when we get to The Last Jedi. It's going to be it's beautiful.
Incredible.
Brownie, what can you do for us on this?
Unfortunately, I didn't see it at the cinema because we never went to the cinema. I watched the special edition at the cinema. It's a great movie. It's just such a great movie. 9.
Oh, 9. It's like that moment on Strictly where everyone's giving out 10s and Brownie's that miserable bastard at the end who goes for 9 up. No, fair play, Brown. Fair play. You're giving yourself some wiggle room maybe for what's coming up. Is Z back in the room, or is he?
I most certainly am,
Yes,
Master Ian. I'm sorry I
excellent.
was unavailable. I had a mouthful of cock.
Always a good excuse. So I don't know if you missed anything, but we got two 10s and a 9, Z, and then your score to add to it, if you would.
Well, I consider Empire to be a perfect 10, so this is going to have to be a 9 from me.
Okay, another 9 from Z. And that just leaves me, doesn't it? I was kind of flitting between a 9.5 and a 10, but I am going to just settle on 10. I think Ian's passionate speech really touched with me, and it is more than a movie. It's I played with the figures, I recreated the scenes with my friends. Kissed my sister in inappropriate ways. It's just I did it all, and it was the best of times. But no, look, it's why we're all here to this day, isn't it? We might be sat around ripping the shit out of Disney, but it only all exists because George had this crazy idea and made it happen. And it's just every time I rewatch it, I do it with a smile on my face. What a movie! It's a 10. So Z, I imagine it's in the 9 point something where we landed.
It most certainly is. And let's take a look at the scores on the doors. In last place, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi with 1.5 out of 10. In second bottom place is The Phantom Menace with 3.5 out of 10. This is followed by Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, with 3.8 out of 10. And then Episode 2 with 4.5 out of 10. Andor comes in, beating them all with a healthy 4.6. Then we've got Rogue One with a 5.4. But the clear winner with 9.6 out of 10 is Star Wars.
Yes.
A winner for now.
Crazy.
So now wait till we get Solo on here.
Oh.
Look.
He's been busy.
I've been busy, folks. Can we pad this out? Do you want to do this?
You really want to end?
What do you want to do, folks?
I'll start. It's shit. 1.
It's shit. A 0.
Well, look, we might as well do it
PCat?
just for comedy value. I mean,
Just for the stupidity of what the fuck were they thinking that what Han Solo wasn't his real name? Why did we need this crap? 0.
I mean, there's so much. The only positives I can draw from this is it's laughably bad in some parts that you can actually laugh out loud. I mean, the guy cast as Han Solo is just not right at all. Isn't there a scene? Am I making this up? Is there a scene where he gets in the shower with Chewie? Am I just dreaming that up?
Can't remember.
Anyway,
I've seen it once. Just
God knows.
shite.
I could be.
Is that an edited scene from The Last Jedi?
Oh, maybe. It was just from a dream I had last night. Positives, the guy, I don't know, does he overdo it a bit? The guy playing Lando? Yeah, we had that fucking L337 robot, the worst robot in Star Wars.
Oh,
It
that was
fucked up the
That's,
Millennium Falcon.
fucking Phoebe Waller-Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. It fucked up Millennium Falcon because it inserted her into the mind of the Falcon. It really just, I mean, positives. There
weren't any.
They had to fit one in from Game of Thrones. I don't know. That's all. I'm struggling here, folks.
Darth Maul cameo at the end.
Who?
Yeah, that went
Darth
nowhere,
Maul
didn't it?
cameo at the end of the movie.
Oh God! Oh, we had a Warwick Davis cameo as well, didn't
Jesus.
Freckle Jesus.
Yeah, she was in this Enfys Nest.
Enfys Nest. I was thinking Enfys Nest. This character looks interesting. They take the fucking mask off, and it's this freckly girl.
It lost money apparently. First Star Wars movie to lose money, wasn't it?
Yeah, Solo lost money. Reylo's a weird and fuck Naughty Dog.
It was not good.
Shit, honestly.
It's hard. It's hard to. I mean, people who like it, who is the who's the one with the character with 4 arms? He dies early on. He's played by someone fairly famous. I know we're all struggling here because no one knows anything about this fucking thing. But anyway, there's a pilot character with 4 arms. I think he was.
And why did they cast that guy as Han Solo? He looks nothing like Harrison Ford. He acted nothing like Han Solo. The girl was far more focused on than bloody stupid Han Solo ripoff fella. And why did what's his name love his robot so much? It's absolutely ridiculous film, isn't it? It's so rubbish. This film, just.
Anonymous Bastard in the chat says a 1 point for Paul Bettany, which is interesting because he was actually a very late replacement, if I remember right.
He was.
There was someone else cast as the main villain, but he always does a good job, doesn't he? Always does a good turn. I don't know. Anyway, PCat, have you seen this one?
I'm trying to forget that I saw it, but yeah, it's just crap. This, you know what? I take it back. Boar 1. This might be worse than Boar 1. Because I can't. The fact that they, first of all, again, you take a very cool character in Han Solo, who you arguably was the coolest character in the original trilogy. Now we give him a backstory instead of again letting it be in our minds. We can think about what he was like before he joined up with Luke and Leia and joined the rebellion, and then we find out it's not even his name. He was given that name. It was like they just destroyed the whole myth of Han Solo. Crap. Double crap.
And the Kessel Run. I mean, it was shit. The way they
didn't need this. God, ruining that too.
That's a legendary line in the film, and it just your imagination. You think, oh, the Kessel Run. They fuck that right up. Oh, it's such a bad film. It really is.
I mean, it was obvious that the agenda was running full on this one. As I said, they made Han Solo look like a bloody idiot. They had Freckle Jesus turn up, and it's just a complete and utter dumpster fire. Let's face it. And why was what's his name at the ending? What's his name?
Darth Maul.
Yeah, why was he there? I thought he was dead. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow Maul returned.
I know, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? It was just the whole film, and also the girl that Han Solo was in love with was the real star, wasn't she, in the entire thing? So she was far more cleverer than Han Solo. What a load of bollocks. Anyway.
And unbelievably, there's a hardcore section of fans who are constantly calling for a Solo 2. Can you believe that?
Well, then
It's
how can
Solo
it be
for a
Solo
reason.
2?
I don't know. I mean,
Solo 1, yeah. Solo 2.
Instead of
I
making
see
the
what you mean.
adventures of Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, and doing that instead of, you don't need the origin of Han Solo. You just don't need it. It's a stupid idea.
What
It
about
really
a
is.
show of Lando Calrissian shagging his robot?
Well, there was rumored to be a Lando spin-off, I think.
Solo 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And how comes Lando still wearing that shitty costume of his? You know, it's just all the way through. He's wearing that crappy costume all the way up to Empire Strikes Back. Stupidness.
But other than this, we thought it was all right, yeah.
Other than that,
yeah, of course, just a handful of issues.
But I am going to need a score from Brown and Ruin.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. So some people went early with the scores. This was I'll give it a 1 just because it made me laugh in an ironic way, but it was really dirge, terrible 1.
Out of 10.
Yes.
Ironically, I'd give it 1.
Hey, take a drink.
Which brings Solo in at 0.6 out of 10.
Somebody in the chat said, Franco Walker at Mr. Barlas asked me, are you going to include the Star Wars Holiday Special? Can we proceed up to 2 hours? Because we've gone past the 2:15.
Oh, you mean up to 2.5?
Yeah, it's because my OCD just fucking fucks with it.
I can do 14 more minutes, Brown. Go on.
Okay. So, did we get the mark for that then, Z?
Yes, 0.6 out of 10.
That's barely in the positives on an average score. Jesus.
And the chat didn't give a fuck either. They didn't put any marks in. Oh.
So 0.1.
Oh dear. Lost money.
Yep.
Are we going to do the Star Wars Holiday Special? Might be.
Well, I think we're going to, aren't we? Why the hell not? We said we'd do all the live action movies. I hope you've got the Ewoks of Andor in there. Ewoks of Endor, Caravan of Courage and all that, Brownie. Okay.
What is the Caravan of Courage?
Caravan of Courage, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that completely.
Well, you get that in for next time, can't I? I don't know where it fits in the chronology, but I'm sure you can sort that out. Star Wars Holiday Special. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a PCat here. I have seen some of it. I think I only saw a bit of it. I think when I realized it was starting to feel like a bad sitcom with Wookiees, I kind of checked out. But I'm aware of it. I get it was just a bit of fun, a bit of harmless fun, but I'm certainly not.
Shall we review it? And we should review it. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. I do. Okay. Well, look, I'm interested to see what everyone else thinks because all I've seen is literally about the first 10 or 15 minutes. So let's go to the Z-Meister because I know he'll have watched it about 15 times. Go on, Z.
I've seen it twice. It's absolutely bloody garbage. It absolutely is. It's one of the. I agree with George Lucas. I hope he hunts down every single copy and smashes it with a hammer. It is absolutely. Go fuck yourself with Life Day, you stupid Wookiees. I didn't need to see his missus or his son or his dad. What's his dad's name? Lumpy, isn't it?
Lumpy.
Bloody ridiculous. The only good thing about this complete and utter waste of space is the Boba Fett cartoon.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah, and tell us about that, Z. That's where we first are introduced to Boba Fett, isn't it? Isn't he riding a beast of some sort?
Yeah, he's riding something.
Wasn't he a good guy too in it? or
It's been
not
so
really a
long
bad
since I
guy?
last had a look at it. I mean, I bought it off eBay way back when for a tenner on like video CD,
Jesus.
and I'm never getting that money back all the time.
You never get that. Soren Storm, I assume that's the link for it, so you can watch it
Oh, thank you.
later. Yeah, Lumpy is his kid. Lumpy.
Jesus.
The fuck?
Lumpy's
At
his
least the
kid.
Bowery Boys is his
Lumpy?
family.
Who's the dad or the granddad or something? No one remember the names. Is that white one in the middle? Is it? I don't know. No, someone in the chat will help us out. What are the names of Chewie's family there, folks?
Lumpawaru.
No, he's making that shit up.
Let me go and check this. Bum, bum, bum.
There was a
His wife is called Malatobuk.
okay.
His son is called
Sounds like a disease.
Lumpa Warump or Lumpy, and his father is Achituk or Itchy. Who is the chief? Yes, who is the chief of the Kampauka tribe.
Malatabuk.
What would you give Malatabuk, Brownie, if you had to score her?
Which one is it?
The big hairy one.
Female.
Does it matter?
Holes a goal and all that. One.
Okay, fair play. Itchy, the reason I was trying to remember Itchy because he was around about the time I started I ruined the man baby on Twitter. There was an Itchy Backer. I don't know if he's still going. Itchy Backer.
Oh
Twitter
yeah, I remember
account.
him. He was
Itchy
pretty funny.
Wow.
He was one of the early, these sort of Disney Star Wars, anti-Disney Star Wars lot, and he got into it with a few people actually. I think Chuck Wendig and maybe even Ryan Johnson. I don't know, but
is he the wibbly wobbly man?
That's the wibbly wobbly man, Chucky Wendig. Yeah. PCat, have you seen this damn film?
I have not in one sitting, but I've seen it
Oh.
all in chunks.
Okay.
On YouTube. It took me many years. I mean, I've never taken acid, but I may know what it feels like by watching this because it's just all over the place. And you've got one of the Golden Girls, B. Author, doing has a singing routine, and was it Diane Carroll sings, and I was freaked out when I saw Mark Hamill because it looks like he bleached his hair. I mean, he just looked freaky to me in certain scenes. If you go back or just look up images of Mark Hamill from the Star Wars Holiday Special, he just looks freaky. He didn't look like Luke Skywalker. It's in between the original and Empire. There's something off about him that it's very freaky looking. And as to piggyback off what Z was saying, that yes, George Lucas should find every possible existing copy of it and burn every single negative of it.
Oh dear. Brownie, just while we've got a little bit of time, chat, keep you on your toes. Let's get some alternative names for Chewie's family. So if you've got any Wookiee names, drop them in. We've had a couple of submissions. Drew Gordon says Malachi Butt, and Jamalama says Fuzzle Nuggets. So if you've got any Wookiee family names there, do feel free to submit them on the chat. Okay, this could score rather badly then. Mega, have you got any recollection of this film?
I don't remember it. I do remember I did watch it, but it was such a long time ago. I just don't remember most of it. I do remember the Wookiee family though, which I thought was awful. And I do remember Carrie Fisher looking like she'd basically snorted down a whole fucking box full of
all of it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but Mark Hamill was pretty happy, wasn't he? in it, mostly, wasn't he? But no, yeah, it's just it shouldn't have been made. It's just awful. There's not much more I can say about it, really.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Loving some of the Wookiee names. Wow. I mean, I might have to check this one out on YouTube. You never know. It's one of those
What's
quiet Christmas afternoons. Maybe that's what I'll do. Mingy. Okay. Well, Brownie, did you give me your thoughts on this one?
Never seen it.
Never seen it. Okay.
No.
Well, put
Here
it
you
on
go.
your,
Apparently,
put
there's
it
a
on your list.
remastered version. There you go, folks. There is 2
Remastered.
versions. Yeah, I've
You're
seen 2
lucky.
versions on YouTube.
You haven't seen it. I mean, why would
Seen
anyone remaster it? That's the question.
Well, let's get some scores then, and we can close this damn thing off. So, from what I've seen, like I say, it was really only the first kind of 15, 20 minutes. I'm struggling. It's got. I'll just give it a 1.5 just because it's got some characters in I know and love, even if they're not shown in the best possible way. So 1.5, I'm afraid. Z, we'll get you first, then you can top them up.
I'm going to give it a 1, just for the cartoon. The rest of it can go to hell and die.
PCat?
I'll give it a 1 only because I'm a big fan of Art Carney, even though he's, he doesn't do anything useful in this movie. Or special, I should say.
That's going to be low, this one. Mega?
Just 1. Not even that. Not even a 1. Just a nil, basically.
So 0.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to drag it down.
Nil point.
And Brownie, do you say you've not seen it? So you're going
Not
to
seen
have to you have to bow out to this. Well, Z, I don't know how this stacks up, but it's going to be pretty close fight for the bottom of the pile here. How'd it
Yes,
end up
and
being?
Solos is still the bottom of the pile as the holiday special comes in at 0.7 out of 10.
Ooh, okay. So the holiday special, as bad as it is, still better than Solo.
Solo.
Wow. Well, maybe less offensive. I don't know. Well, there we go. So, as you'll be aware, if you're still with us in the chat, we've not done the whole lot. Of course, we've not got to the fabulous sequel trilogy and some of the other fabulous Disney Plus series. So we need to come back and do this, finish it all off, don't we, Brown?
I need to add Caravan of Courage as well. Completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, there's 2 Ewok movies. If we're being,
Is there?
yeah, there's 2.
Yeah, 2. Yep.
They are
Apologies.
technically live action.
Yeah,
You're correct. Yeah. Okay. Apologies for missing Solo. It was that bad. I completely forgot about it.
Well, they've got the Ewok movies, we've got the sequel trilogy, we've got Ahsoka, we've got lots to look forward to, so can barely wait. So Brown, I guess I'll leave you to do the formalities because I can't remember what you do at the end of these things.
We usually say, chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction. Always, the chat are always on top of their game, aren't they? Keeping us always. Thank you for the super chats, especially the mightily generous common people. Thank you, my friend. Chats, you're wonderful. You already know that. I will thank the guests. I'll start from the bottom. Brune, thank you, Mr. Brown. Great to be here. Cheers, my friend. Pleasure was all mine. Mega Geek.
No worries, guys. No worries.
Do you want to say the thing?
Well,
Take 2.
Go on.
The thing is, though, there
For the
wasn't
chat.
really any. The only Star Wars was the positive film in this bunch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The rest of it was just bollocks. wasn't it?
we had him on such an emotional high, Brown, and then you fucking dropped in Solo, followed by the holiday special. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry, I fucked up, folks. PCat, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. It was great to be back with everybody, especially seeing Mega for the first time in a while and being in the honored presence of the great Ruin.
Roundhead.
Thank you, sir.
Zee-ThreePIO.
Thank you for having me on. Always a pleasure. Isn't it astonishing that we reviewed 9 different things and only one of them got above 5.5?
Well, there we go.
Unbelievable.
I think that speaks volumes.
And last but by no means least, He's back, everybody. I know everybody's been. They've been going. When's Ruin coming back? When's he coming back? Where is he? When's he coming back? Well, he's back, everybody. Ruin the man, baby. Cheers, Ru.
I'm back, you big man babies. No, thanks for having me. Good to see you all. Great fun as always. And can't wait to get into the second half of all these other movies. And Brownie keeps threatening to do a review of Andor, so maybe we'll get to that at some point.
Yeah, we'll do that New Year. Yeah, we'll figure out what we're going to do. Yeah.
Good soul, see you, chats. You've been great tonight, and thanks for all the nice words. And yes, don't worry. I'll go easy on the work on the trilogy. I'll make sure I'm available for some live streams. Good to be back.
Great to have you back, mate. That is it, folks. The channel is officially 3 years old today, folks. 3 years today ago.
Just 15 more years, you'll be able to shag it, Brown.
Yes. Yes, 21st of December 2020 was the first live stream on this channel. And on that bombshell, we will see you next time. I don't know when we're going to do part 2 of these. I'll have a word with Ruin. Okay. Take care, everybody. See you next time.
Goodbye, man babies. Happy Christmas.